Hello everyone, welcome to Spectrum Classes. This video is on metals and non-metals, and in this video we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metal. This is from the class 10th NCERT book, and in this video we are going to discuss the chemical properties of metals and basics behind the chemical reactions of metals, very important memorizing techniques and concepts so that you will understand the examples or the equations very easily. And we are also going to discuss with the NCERT exemplar questions along with each concept. I hope you will find this video very useful, so keep watching till end. So let's start with the chemical properties of metals. So first I will tell you there are 6 different chemical reactions are given in your syllabus. First, reactions of metal with oxygen. They form metal oxides. Some metal oxides are very reactive, so they react with the moisture of the air and they form the metal hydroxides. The second is reaction of metals with water. With water, metals are react in two different manner. One is in the cold, which are more reactive. They form metal hydroxides and release the hydrogen gas. And the second one is less reactive and moderately reactive metals react with the steam rather than the cold water, and they form metal oxides and again release the hydrogen gas. The next is reaction of metals with dilute acids. So dilute acids on reaction with metal, they form metal salts. Fourth one is reaction of metals with salt solutions. One metal salt on reaction with the metal B, it forms salt solution of metal A plus metal B. And the next one is reaction of metals with chlorine. So here metal plus chlorine gas, it forms metal chloride salts. Reaction of metals with hydrogen, so it forms metal plus hydrogen, it gives metal hydride. There are 6 different type of reactions. It is very difficult for you to memorize all these reactions. So first I will tell you the concept so that it will becomes easy for you to understand all the reactions and you can easily write down by yourself. So first I will tell you the concepts. So here is the periodic table structure and I have mentioned only those metals and non-metals here which are given in your book so that it will be easy for you to memorize all these. First I will tell you how to read this periodic table. So along the horizontal line is called period, vertical column is called group, and here are the important metals and non-metals. So this is hydrogen, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, iron, copper, zinc, aluminium, silver, gold, platinum, mercury, tin, lead, and here are the non-metals which are above this blue. This blue is metalloids, which possess the properties of metals and non-metals. So above this are your non-metals. So carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and noble gas. Now the important properties of metals and non-metals we are going to discuss again, since these are the metals and these can donate electrons very readily. To acquire the noble gas configuration, they can complete their octet by donation of electrons. Since they donate the electrons, so they acquire the positive charge. We have already discussed this in the previous video, but here remember this. Metal oxides are basic in nature most of the time and they turns the red litmus to blue. On the other hand side, non-metals are acceptor of electrons, means they complete their octet by electron acceptance. Since they accept the electrons, therefore they acquire the negative charge and their oxides are acidic in nature. You can see this is the first group and this is our noble gas configuration. So here we are having 2, 8, 8, 18. Here is the sodium. Sodium is having 11 electrons and the last noble gas is having 10 electrons. So it can easily donate 1 electron to acquire the noble gas configuration, that is 10. Similarly, potassium is having 19 and the last noble gas is having 18. So it can readily donate the 1 electron and can acquire 1 positive charge. Here you can see the first group elements have plus 1 charge and the second group elements are having plus 2 charge. Similarly, this 13 group number 13 minus 10 will be the valency. So here aluminium is having +3 valency. Now you may have question, what about this 3? These are the transition metals and they are having varied valencies. Now in the same way, here this is the oxygen. Oxygen is having 8 number of electrons and the next noble gas is 10. So it can readily accept the 2 electrons to acquire the noble gas configuration. Due to acceptance of 2 electrons, it can have 2 negative charge. Similarly, fluorine is 9 and the next noble gas is 10. So to complete its octet, it requires only 1 electron. So it acquires -1 charge. In this way, you can memorize these elements or the group, right? So chloride is where this one. It has -1 charge. Similarly, oxygen is having -2 charge. Hydroxide OH is -1. -1 is cancelled out by this H, so it overall acquires -1 charge. Nitrate is having -1. Sulfate is having -2. And in this way, you can understand the combination of metals and non-metals. So here we are having sodium plus because it relates to the first groups. And oxygen is having 2 minus. Here, how to write the chemical formula? So first write the sodium on the left hand side, which is having plus charge, you just write that on the left hand side, and which is having the minus charge, you just write down on the right hand side. Sodium is having plus charge. So, and how many plus? 1 plus. So just take this 1 and write on the oxygen. And here oxygen is having 2 minus charge. So leave the sign and take this 2 and put it over here on sodium, right, as a subscript. Usually we do not write 1, it is understood. So here what will be the chemical formula? So chemical formula will be Na2O. The next example which we are going to discuss is magnesium 2 plus and oxygen 2 minus. So plus is on the left hand side, oxygen is on the right hand side as they are placed in the periodic table. Now cross this integers to the elements. So here 2 plus is going to oxygen and 2 minus is going to magnesium. Leave their sign. Okay. So 2 into 2. So 2 are in the same table. So we are getting 1 and 1, and usually we are not write 1 and 1 over here. So what ultimately we get magnesium oxide. Fine. In this manner, you can write down the chemical formula. You just try to remember these groups or elements with their sign and these elements with their valencies, so you can easily form the compounds. The reactivity series, how the reactions are proceeds with different elements. So this is the reactivity series. So first I will tell you the concept how this reactivity series is formed. So here in the first group, right, first group can easily donate the electron, 1 electron, and they acquire the noble gas configuration. So they are readily donating their electrons, so they are more reactive. And as we are moving down the group, reactivity increases. So here potassium is more reactive than the sodium. So potassium kept first over here, then sodium. The next is magnesium and calcium. So calcium is more reactive than the magnesium because as we are moving down the group, reactivity increases. So calcium is more reactive than the magnesium. Next to calcium is magnesium. How to memorize this reactivity series? The memorizing trick is with their first letter. Please stop calling me a zebra. I like her calling me a smart guy. By taking this first letter, you can relate this is potassium, this is sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, and gold. So in this way, you can memorize this. And the metals which are placed before this hydrogen, they are more reactive, and which are placed below this hydrogen, they are less reactive. And this is very important so that you can understand all the reactivity order in a very easy and simple manner. Start with the reactions of metal with oxygen. So here metal reacts with oxygen to form metal oxide, right? And these metal oxides are basic in nature. So basic oxides it form and they turn red litmus. Here you can see the red litmus to blue. Fine. And how you are going to memorize this? And the memorizing technique to remember this is mobile. Mobile is blue. So here you can see the blue mobile. Metal oxides are basic, and B for basic, B for blue. One question may be asked in your exams from this, that metal oxides are basic in nature. And if you relate the metal oxides are basic in nature, then you can easily relate that non-metals are acidic in nature. And if it is blue, they turn blue litmus to red. So that is just opposite to this metal oxide. Right. The reactions I have summarized in the tabulated form, and this is easy to understand how you are going to form the reaction. So potassium, you just first leave this 4. This is our potassium, this is our oxygen. So potassium is having +1, oxygen is having -2. So 2 will go to this potassium and 1 is go to this oxygen, K2O. Now you are having this O2. So you have to balance this reaction. So here is your 2 first. Now balance your potassium. So 2 2 ja 4. So 4 times is your potassium. And as I told you here, metal oxides are basic in nature. Metal oxides for potassium, sodium and magnesium are basic in nature. Since aluminium is near to your metalloids, so it is amphoteric. And what is called amphoteric? Amphoteric are those metal oxides which show basic as well as acidic behavior are known as amphoteric. So this is showing basic as well as acidic behavior. So I hope you can see all these reactions and you can balance the reaction. Zinc is having 2 plus, oxygen is having 2 minus, so Z and O. Now balance the reaction since you are having 2, so you have to write down here 2. And this zinc, now you have to balance it. Similarly, if you are having aluminium and oxygen, aluminium is having +3, oxygen is having 2 minus, so Al will be 2, oxygen will be 3. Now balance the reaction 3. How you are going to balance this? So 3 2 ja 6. So 3 2 ja 6 and 2 2 ja 4. So 4 aluminium. So in this manner you can easily write down your equations. Important thing is that you need to remember their valencies. So these are amphoteric. So I'll just show you the reaction with the amphoteric oxide of aluminium. So here is the alumina Al2O3. It can react with the acid and form the metal salt. It can react with the base and form the metal aluminate. Sodium aluminate it can form. So it is amphoteric in nature so that it can react with acid and base. The next amphoteric oxide is zinc oxide. So it also reacts again with the acid and base. It forms zinc chloride and sodium zincate. Now you can ask me why you have written these 3 and why you left these columns blank. So these 3 are very reactive and they cannot stay in this form. They can readily react with the water which is present in the air and they form their hydroxides. So only more reactive oxides form their hydroxides by reacting with the moisture. So potassium oxide reacts with the water and form potassium hydroxide. Sodium oxide reacts with the water and form sodium oxide reacts with the water and it forms sodium hydroxide. Similarly, magnesium hydroxide. Here you may ask why this is OH and why this is OH whole twice. So OH is hydroxide, it is having -1, magnesium is having +2, so it is 2 altogether. Write down in the brackets and it is 1. Now the reactivity order. So as I told you earlier, potassium is more reactive than sodium. So here potassium and sodium show the same reactivity. Then magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, copper. And you can relate this with the mnemonic. Please stop calling me. So calcium is not written over here. A zebra. I like her calling me a smart guy. Right? Elements which we have shown over here, they are kept in this order. Calcium is not written over here, so we skip the calcium and the rest silver gold we skipped. Now the NCERT exemplar question. If copper is kept open in air, it slowly loses its shining brown surface and gains a green coating. It is due to the formation of copper carbonate, right? So answer is B. The next question is, although metals form basic oxides. So here is the question. Metals form basic oxides. Which of the following metal form an amphoteric oxide? So this is exception, so it is important. So aluminium and zinc are the metals which form amphoteric oxide. So aluminium is the answer. The next is Reaction of metals with water. On reaction with water, metal forms metal hydroxides and release the hydrogen gas. Some metals react with the steam and form metal oxides and release the hydrogen gas. Now the question comes, does all the metals react with water and as well as steam, or some metals react with water and some metals react with steam? So I will answer this question. First we are going to discuss over here. So sodium plus water in the cold, they form sodium hydroxide, release the hydrogen gas. Similarly, potassium reacts with cold water and it forms potassium hydroxide. Magnesium reacts with hot, not with the cold. And after this, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron reacts with the steam. Magnesium also reacts with the steam as well as hot water. So we categorize these equations, which are cold, they are more reactive, which are hot and steam as well, that is moderately reactive, and which reacts with the steam only, they are less reactive. Less reactive in comparison to what? So in comparison to hydrogen gas. So we are having this concept. Concept is based on ease of electron donation in comparison to hydrogen. So which can donate electrons very easily, they can release the hydrogen, and which can release it less readily, they react with the steam. And here is the difference. On reaction with water, they form hydroxide, and on reaction with steam, they form oxides. So here is the reactivity order. If we are talking with steam, then this is the order: magnesium, aluminium, zinc and iron. Now the NCERT exemplar question. Which of the following oxide of iron would be obtained on prolonged reaction of iron with steam? So Fe3O4 is obtained by according to this equation. The next exemplar question is, which one of the following metal do not react with cold as well as hot water? So which one is this? So here is the sodium is more reactive, calcium, magnesium and iron is the answer, because iron is less reactive. D is the answer. What happens when calcium is treated with water? It does not react with water. No, it reacts. It reacts violently with water. No, because sodium and potassium reacts violently. Third, it reacts less violently with water. Yes, that is true. Bubbles of hydrogen gas formed stick to the surface of the calcium. If you do not know about this, you just try to eliminate your answers. One is incorrect. It reacts. So you can cancel out this A. You can cancel out this C. Now we are having B and D. It reacts violently with water. No. So second will also be cancelled out. It reacts less violently with water. Yes, D is the answer. The next question is, which among the following statement is incorrect for magnesium metal? It burns in oxygen with a dazzling white flame. It reacts with cold water to form magnesium oxide and evolves hydrogen gas. It reacts with hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and evolve hydrogen gas. This is correct, which we have. It reacts with steam to form magnesium hydroxide and evolve hydrogen gas. This is again correct. It reacts with cold water to form magnesium oxide and evolves hydrogen gas. This is incorrect. B is incorrect. B is the answer. The next question is, when a metal X is treated with cold water, it gives a basic salt Y with molecular formula XOH. Molecular mass is 40. Vibrates a gas G, which easily catch fire. Identify X, Y and G and also write the reactions involved. So here is the answer how you can track. So OH, O is 16, H is 1, it will gives you 17. Now subtract from 40 this OH, so 23. 23 is your sodium metal. So X is your sodium, Y is NaOH, G is your hydrogen gas and the reaction is this one. When we are dissolving this sodium, it easily catches fire, so heat is released. Here I have written this heat. So just because of the length of the video, the rest of the equations I will going to discuss in the next video. I hope you understand the concept which we have discussed here in this video. Helpful and easy to memorize. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. Thank you all.